What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I told you before, with a lot of cases of crimes out here, there are certain type of crimes, rather, let me say it like that prison and jail time will not fix. A lot of them crimes I'm talking about is crimes that deal with kids a lot of times, or crimes that deal with vile social behavior, such as touching people unauthorized and just doing all kind of malicious stuff out there in public in a thirst for lust. See this guy up here? Now, you guys have been with me for a while. I did like 3 or 4 stories on this guy. Every time he got caught doing what I'm about to tell you he did. This guy right here is from Burbank, California. His name is Khalise Crowder. 38 years old, and judging by that picture, this alien head looking dude, you can tell something's wrong with him. This guy right here is what you call a SAS. And I'm not talking about the British Secret Service. This guy right here, the SAS acronym stands for Serial Ass Sniffer. If you heard that story, it's not an urban legend about a guy in California that keeps getting arrested for running around and sticking his nose up women's asses, literally. That's the dude. That's him. Reason why we talking about him again, because last month we made another video where this guy got caught doing the same thing in the store and was arrested. Guess what? For some odd reason, the system let him back out into society, and he did it again this past Wednesday, and the news broke yesterday. Take a look at what they got right now. We'll come back and talk about it.
Headlines for sniffing women's butts has been arrested again. 38-year-old Khalise Crowder was rearrested Wednesday after reports of yet another sniffing incident at a Walgreens store in Burbank. This is video of prior incidents. Crowder was already on parole and has a documented history of similar arrests for lewd conduct in both Glendale and Burbank, dating back to 2021. He's been charged with a felony and is now being held without bail.
Disturbing story of a registered sex offender who has been arrested again. He made headlines for sniffing women in the past. 38-year-old Khalise Crowder was rearrested Wednesday after reports of yet another sniffing incident at a Walgreens in Burbank. This is video of prior incidents. You can see him coming up behind that woman. Crowder was already on parole and has a documented history of similar arrests for lewd conduct in both Glendale and Burbank, dating back to 2021.
Looking at that picture, it's a little off. Thought you were pranking me for a moment. I don't think arresting a person who has clear mental health issues is the answer. Clearly he needs a program that's going to keep him, that's going to guide him in the right direction. And
Crowder has been charged with a felony and is now being held without bail.
How is he let out, y'all? How is he let out? Told you, system's stupid. They don't want to deal with certain things, or they deem certain things not that serious, and it's only a misdemeanor. This guy should be in the bushes, literally. You know what I'm talking about? Buried alive or something. Unfit to be in society. This guy's 38 years old. He's been charged with doing all kind of savory stuff. Sniffing people's behinds. Peeking in houses with children in them. All kind of crazy stuff. It's a public danger. Don't get no worse than that. Then he sit up there looking crazy as hell, like in his photos, and doing stuff in public and getting caught every time. But he doesn't stop. Prison doesn't stop this. It makes you just yearn for more once you get out and be more emboldened because of your addiction to sniff ass or do other stuff. This guy's a fucking disgrace. And I know his family is embarrassed about it and ashamed of him. But this is the life he chose. How hard is it not? Listen, this takes a whole new meaning to the word sticking your nose in somebody's ass or sticking your nose where it don't belong. That literally is what he's doing. Now I want to show you something, right? Now this is the hold on, excuse me, I forgot to turn my computer off. This is his recent charge. It says like this. It says a registered repeat sex offender who made headlines for sniffing women's buttocks has been arrested Suspect 38-year-old Khalees Campbell was rearrested on Wednesday, this past Wednesday, after reports of yet another sniffing incident at a Walgreens store in Burbank, California. The store called the police to report the incident, and Crowder was arrested a few hours later. Crowder was already on parole, and has a documented history of similar arrests for lewd conduct in both Glendale and Burbank dating back to 2021. He has been charged with a felony, is now being held without bond. He was on parole and still did this. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory on this guy, right? That's the recent charge. Is very simple. He got caught sniffing ass in a Walgreens. Now watch this. This is what happened in August when he was arrested. In August of 2023. This is when he first aired. Said Crowder made national headlines in August 2023 after a viral TikTok video showed him sneaking up behind a woman at a Burbank's Barnes & Noble and sniffing their asses. Well, it says derrieres. He also was arrested later that month for peeping into a family home in Glendale. This is the house that had kids in it. And then he was released. The career sexual predator has reportedly been locked up previously for indecent exposure, in addition to burglary and robbery charges. Crowder was charged with intent to commit a crime and is being held on $100,000 bail, and he's due back in court on August 1st. And this was a little bit of backstory. This is before. So basically, this guy, when he went to court, I guess they gave him a bail or whatever, and somebody let him out. Who's paying for him to get out of jail? For real. Who's paying for that? This guy right here is beyond sick. And I think he's beyond help. I don't know if you noticed, did you hear the black lady talking? Shout out to the sister. She say, "Oh, I thought you were pranking me at first." Who does that? Exactly, ma'am. Who does that? He does that. It's the craziest shit. She says, "Oh, he needs some type of help." You can't help somebody that likes to smell women's buttholes. You can't. You can't. I ain't even never heard of that shit. All ass stink. You know what I'm saying? This guy right here is doing stuff. You ain't go with sniffing first. This type of action gets more and more and more progressive until somebody really gets hurt. I don't know how it is to be a woman. I don't. And this sounds messed up, but nowadays in today's society, you couldn't pay me enough to be a woman. And I worry about my little girl as she grows up now, because it seems like it's just off the chain with crimes against a lot of them. And it's like they like prime targets with some of the craziest stories. You can see the sway into that. This type of stuff at 38 years old should never happen, especially when you've been caught multiple times. I would really like to sit with him, but you would never get the honest truth, and ask him why this is his obsession. Seriously, all jokes aside, why is this his obsession? Was it something childhood trauma that he befell him? Like, what makes a person do that? Says some of his charges is indecent exposure, pulling his dick out. What? This is what's happening out here right now. And that's crazy. I mean, really, you can't fix that. Lady said, "Oh, he should get..." There is no therapy out there that can stop somebody from wanting what they want. I'll give you a perfect example. Name a food that you like that smells good. And every time you smell it, you can't resist it. You either got to inhale the smell or you want to eat it. And it's your right to eat what you want. You know what I'm saying? Now, replace the food with ass. That's him. Explain to me how this works. Now, there have been people that have been highly addicted to things or have addictions. But something like this is something you keep behind closed doors. Yeah, he's ugly, but there's somebody for everybody. I'm more than sure he could pay money, or he could go get some chick that would let him sniff her ass as she walks around the house. I mean, hell, he might be part dog. Maybe he's saying hello. He's greeting people. Who knows? But either way, the justice system is playing this thing, and none of the people got real justice after he keeps getting let out. He violated parole, right? Now, this thing right here, this story right here is when he was on parole. He been on parole. He violated parole. They never sent him to prison. Multiple times. Now, he done did it again. Now, imagine the first person that recorded him or the first person that felt as though their sense of security in public was, messed up. And come to find out he's still doing it. How you think them people feel, all the ones that came before him that were victimized by this guy, and they did the right thing by going through the right channels and contacting those that they tell you to contact them for justice, and never really got real justice because he's still out here doing it. If they don't stop him, it's only going to get worse. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'd show his ass the fucking flowers because you can't fix that. You can't fix horny, can't fix sick, can't fix sadistic. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Take care.